Hi, welcome to Oracle Recovery for the Unitrends System Administration course. By the end of this module, you'll be able to identify your recovery approach and options. You'll also be able to recover your entire Oracle database or itemized content. First, let's take a look at determining your backup approach. Obviously, the first question is, what backup strategy did you use to protect your Oracle? Right? Did you use our Oracle agent? Are you doing hypervisor snapshots through Hyper-V? Are you doing native Oracle backups using Unitrends file-level backups? Or did you do native Oracle backups and then used file-level Unitrends backups to pick those up? All right, there's different options here depending on which approach you use. And if you're using agent-based Oracle backups, then this is the module we're going to talk about recovering those Oracle databases. If you use Hyper-V to back up your Oracle server, check the Hyper-V or VMware recovery modules. All right, if you use native Oracle backups, then you're using file-level backup recovery. Check the file-level recovery module on how to put back the file-level recovery, and then use your best practices for putting back that native backup into Oracle through RMAN. All right, once again, in this module, we're going to take a look at agent-based Oracle backups and how do we restore those. The first question you really ask yourself after you kind of look at your approach and realize what approach you took is going to determine how you recover, then you kind of got to realize, what type of recovery am I doing here? Is it quick recovery from a backup that's local retention on the appliance? Or am I going back even further, weeks and months, to a cold backup copy? Or am I going to back up in DR mode? Did I lose everything on site? And am I going to my hot backup copy off site? All right, when we start down this list and we look at the local, those backup catalogs, they're kept on the appliance so the local system can recover it fast, immediate. All right, if I go back to the cold backup copy, I have to import that copy to the local appliance again. Then I can turn around and recover it as I would for a local backup. Same as the step above, the step we're going to show you today. If I'm doing this off of a backup copy target that's hot, those backup copy catalogs, they're kept ready for recovery off-site. You just need to make sure that you have the hardware supported off-site to do the recovery. You better be running an Oracle server, running the agent, ready to receive the Oracle recovery jobs. Next, you're going to ask yourself, what type of recovery do I need to do here? Am I going to put back an entire database? Do I have an entire database that's corrupted or crashed? And do I need to recover the entire database, or am I going to put back granular stuff? Am I going to put back just a part of a table, a few records in a row? When you start looking at putting back the entire database, you can recover a full or incremental backups to the same server only. Doesn't matter what recovery point you go to with Oracle, you can only go back to the same server. If the same server is not available, you can recover from the target after performing a bare metal recovery of the Oracle client, right? So if you're doing virtual snapshots or you're doing file level integrated bare metal, you're going to recover that server, get it up, and register the agent with the same name and everything so it can go back. All right, for more information, see our bare metal recovery module, which is actually the WinIR and bare metal module together. Once again, if you're running Oracle on Windows, the restore requires a file system to have the same structure as when the database was initially backed up. Check the KB article 3354 for more information on that, but it must have the same file system structure. Oracle is very picky. When you look at granular recovery, the backup is unfolded to a share on the Unitrends appliance. We learned that in the Oracle backup module. Right? So restore items using Oracle or any third-party tool from that share. Right? So you can mount it right off the appliance and point the RMAN or any kind of third-party tool to that share, and you can restore any itemized content that tool allows you to recover. You just got to make sure you tear down that share once it's done, because it does use some resources on the appliance to keep that share open for you. Let's take a look at how Oracle recovery works here. So obviously you've got your Unitrends appliance, and then you've got your Oracle client with the Unitrends agent installed. Whether it's Linux or Windows, it doesn't matter in this example. We're going to set up our Oracle job. We're going to choose our recovery point. We're going to, obviously we have to go back to the same server, so we're going to submit that recovery job. And the RAE is going to check to see if the Samba share is in use. Same thing with the Oracle backup module, and it's going to create that share. Then the RAE process is going to go through and unfold the backup job. It's going to restore it into that share. Right, and all the configuration job files as well too. All right, then the Oracle client is going to mount that share, and it's going to do the restore from that share by extracting the CTAR to temporary space within the appliance share once again, right? Now it's all open on the share. Our man then restores it running off that share, and it unmounts the share when it's done. Okay, then the temporary storage and the share on the appliance side are removed once that job is completely done. Right, the agent's just going to unmount it, and then the appliance is going to kind of clean up after itself. Now, when you think about this chain process, the backup groups, and when you choose your recovery points and what it's going to look like when it starts to do the recovery, once again, you're going to choose your full or incremental backup time from your CAD log. Whether you choose a full or an incremental point, it must go back to that original host, and the appliance is going to create a single recovery point. No matter what I choose, if it's a full or an incremental, it's going to create one synthetic recovery point, and the appliance creates that backup chain or that recovery point using that entire backup chain. All right, presents it out to the share and goes through that entire process and recovers it through our man and then cleans up after itself. But it's all done in one big job. You're not going to see it do it for the full, then open and create a share for the incremental, then another open and close share for the another incremental. It does it as one big, complete kind of synthetic job. Okay? You have to wait until that entire restore process is completed before you go and try to check on it on your Oracle side and mount it and start the database. Let's take a look at recovering an Oracle backup in here. When you recover an entire Oracle database, one of the first things you need to do is identify a backup or imported backup to use. So you go to your CAD log. You're going to verify that the host system you're going to can fit the database you're going to try to put on it. Right? Usually you try to make sure you got plenty of room to grow and make sure the database can grow too, about twice the size. If there's not enough space on that new server, it will fail. You're going to run the recovery job. Key notes here is that only one restore job or backup can take place at a time. We can only have that share open one at a time per recovery point. So if you already have a backup recovery job running and you go to submit another one, it could potentially fail. You want to wait and submit these things one at a time into the queue. You want to make sure you confirm your recovery job completed successfully. Once again, we're going to show you those in the demo piece. You'll go to the recover reports and check your recovery history. Okay. To perform a granular Oracle recovery, same basic steps. You're going to identify the backup, the imported backup you want to use. You're going to select the recovery files and create the recovery object that creates the mount off the Unitrends appliance. Once the mount is created, the backup's been extracted, then you can use your third-party tools, RMAN, anything like that, to get to that mounted data. Make sure you disconnect any network mapping drives and tear it down when you're all done to free up those resources once again as well, too. Oracle recovery best practices. Once again, make sure you're really following Oracle's best practices for backup and recovery. They have their own tricks. You want to make sure you're using our solution within their guidelines. Next, we're going to watch the how-to video tutorial for performing a recovery using an Oracle backup.